about 1:32 a.m. in India. Right now, he's playing very well. So, Robert, anyway, let's run through these tweets and see what people think. We have one comment here from 𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬 says, there's evidence the mind is sharper and less reliant on heuristics during different parts of the days. Okay, so science coming at us there. Jacob Fitzgerald says they could definitely give an advantage due to tiredness or distraction, but that are a function of time, or distractions that are a function of time. I don't know how I misread that. My bad. Jacob Music, a lot of Jacobs, Robert. Yep. We almost named you Jacob, by the way. If both players prepare by adjusting their sleep schedule in advance, there should be no advantage to any side. What do you think, Jacob?
Are you asking my opinion now and calling me Jacob? Because it's not particularly funny.
I don't know why I thought that was so funny. Anyway, the games are going to begin here any second. But, Robert, your thoughts on what we saw there from the comments on Twitter. Use the hashtag SpeedChess if you still want to get your opinion heard. And your thoughts on how Wesley 𝙬𝙬's playing despite being way past his bedtime.
I don't know, Richard. It's hard to say what time of day is best to play chess. But, no, I think that it does matter if you are just out of your comfort zone. 𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬, for example, he said he's never played chess that late before. But players who are used to staying up very late and just playing at hours of blitz on end, they won't struggle as much. So I think the more online experience you have in general, the less it matters what time you're playing.
Okay, that's fair, right? And obviously it's a discussion we like to hit controversial points on the head. So those who were critical of us yesterday and 𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬 playing a little bit out of his time zone, like I said, we're doing our best with a global event with players coming in from all over the world and a very busy schedule. Today we're doing the same thing with Wesley. Right now it doesn't seem to matter, and we'll see what ends up happening here. But that was an amazing stat right there about how dominant Wesley 𝙬𝙬 has been in the 3-minute portion, Robert.
Yeah, he's been an absolute monster, and well, if Maxime keeps playing the way he has been playing, it's going to be trouble for him. But right now, this is a very complicated type of position where I do always think white is better. You have more space. Your pieces are all fully developed. There's a bishop on c8, a rook on e8 that are not into the action yet. White trades off one pair of rooks, brings the other rook to d1. Yeah. And, well, now might be the time to play bishop d7 and finally finish your development on that side of the board. Excuse me.
But here, white has to have a little bit of an edge because of the open file. We have an open file dominated by white here, which maybe leads to some back rank tactics. You have to be careful about it. Is he calculating some way to take advantage of d7 here?
Well, bishop takes f6 runs right into bishop takes f6 with the queen under attack, so you're not getting away with it. And, well, black goes bishop c6 next and then follows up with a move even like bishop c7. It feels like the worst is certainly behind black in such a situation.
Yeah, I'm with you, actually. And speaking of open files, black's about to get his rook on one here. So this is the kind of Sicilian counterplay we see. White first to the center, but black hoping for the opening. Hoping for the opening.
F5. Look at that move.
Yep.
Wesley just, he's just pushing forward. And the point is that if you take on f5, this isn't just any old free pawn, because then your idea of rook takes d7 is just game over.
Well,
lights out.
I guess. Oh, yeah, f7. I'm sorry. LOL.
I didn't laugh, but,
yes. Sometimes cool people these days, they just say LOL instead of laughing.
Got it.
You're welcome.
I missed that memo, but maybe next time I'll be on top of it. Sorry, my bad.
F5 played. Now, knight g4. Now, the thing is, it doesn't actually win material because you can take d8 with tempi. You also hit the queen. But Wesley decides to just maintain the tension. I thought maybe queen e3 check was coming at the end of that line, but I guess white would have the 7th rank, so no.
Yeah. So instead, he's played knight f6, protecting the bishop. Now f5 actually can be captured. If you take on e6, simply take back with the bishop on e6, and it looks like black has neutralized most of white's initiative. In fact, all of the initiative. In
our faster time control here, right now, neither side with a big edge on the clock, but Maxime with a few more seconds if we're really keeping track.
Yep. Whoa, he took with the pawn e6. I turned away for a second.
I'm a little surprised by that.
Yeah, this,
You know,
because
maybe he's anticipating, Robert, maybe he's anticipating the end game and wants the king to have a quick entry and this pawn to already be passed, I guess.
That's definitely plausible. And actually a move like knight e4 now might speak to that point because c2 is hanging. Okay, they didn't do it.
I liked your move. Is he... Okay, but the reason we were questioning taking with the pawn, everyone, is because if you don't get the endgame, opening up the king like this and the fact that the e6 pawn is a target may backfire. And we see Wesley now playing very aggressive. I think if this knight moves, he'll actually deny the trade, maybe something like knight e4. Oh, I'm wrong. There we go. Big surprise. He decides the endgame is good. But even here, I mean, it's still like white is probably no longer in danger of being on the worst side of this at all.
Oh, white is just better because the black king is in danger. And it can't really get out. So at any moment, the rook... Wait, why did he give the a4 pawn? That was surprising me. I thought he was going to protect that pawn and then play rook f1 and things like this. I don't think you want to trade off the rooks because now black's king will feel much, much safer. As at the very worst, it'll be a bunch of checks, but no devastating threats. So take on if I play queen c6 here. Make sure that you have...
You're holding everything. You've guarded c8. E6, E8, D5, so should be a draw.
Yeah, still slightly better for white because you have more space to operate with, and the black king can't really escape the box.
Right.
But if you can't create a clear pass pawn, then who cares if your king can't move out? You just shuffle back and forth.
As they say, the advantage is probably just symbolic here for white, given that, yes, you have the optically better placed queen, right, and as Robert said, the king is kind of cut, but likely with neither side having any real weaknesses to speak of, should be kind of a shuffle puck for a draw. Oh, wait, we decided shuffle puck is not a thing. That was my bad.
Yeah, you were told that by some angry...
yeah, that's right.
I mean, shuffle puck is the thing.
Well, no, knuckle puck is Mighty Ducks 3. Disney, please don't sue us.
Isn't shuffle puck... Oh, that's shuffleboard.
Shuffleboard, yeah. Shuffle puck is just something I made up.
Anyway.
Yep. Good talk.
Here, back and forth.
Back and forth. We're going to tickle this one out. Tickle me Elmo here. It's going to be a draw.
Although this king is very active now.
Yeah, and I do want to highlight what So's doing, because what you get in these endgames where the king comes out, everyone, is the potential at some point to trade queens, and suddenly you're in a king and pawn ending that you can win. But wait.
Oh, he forgot about b6. He should have gone king a5 first. He should have gone king a5 first.
Oh, he just shakes his head. Wesley has made his first blunder of the match with that move.
Yeah. He should have gone king a5 first. Oh, it's like, in retrospect, it's so obvious.
We're gonna let them finish out because I want to see Maxime win this ending, which he's about to do. He's gonna bring the king up, and then he'll use these two to create what's called an outside pass pawn, and then ultimately win. And then we're gonna show that moment and how instructive it was, because Wesley was literally on pace for us to applaud him with the active king, and now you see head in hand, he knows he blew it.
It's a draw, Danny. It's a draw, though.
What?
You can't win.
King d6.
Because you can't win. No, then I go king d4.
And then a5 first.
Then king c4.